So welcome back again, students, to another video lesson. So after we've discussed solving linear equations in one variable, so our next topic has something to do with solving absolute value equations. So let's start. So for the lesson objective, we will solve absolute value equations. So kung anong absolute value equations na yan, i-discuss ko po. So before we proceed to absolute value equations, let us first define what is absolute value. So the absolute value of a number x denoted by, ayan, yun po yung tamang pagsulat ng absolute value of x. So may dalawang parang letter L and then nasa loob yung number x. Is the distance of a number from 0 on the number line. So like for example, if I draw a number line here, and then yung origin natin, yung nasa gitna is 0. And then si A, nandito siya. And then si B, nandito. So, si A at B sabay na maglalakad, magsimula dun sa origin. Yung isa, yung si A, papuntang left. Si B naman, papuntang right. Okay, like for example, ang kanilang lalakarin is 100 meters. Pareho silang 100 meters. So, kung alam natin sa number line na lahat ng numbers na nasa right ng 0 is the set of positive integers, and then sa left naman ng 0 is the set of negative integers. So, kapag distance po, hindi po natin pwedeng sabihin na ang distance ni A dun sa origin is negative 100 meters. So, wala po tayong negative distance. So, kaya po nabuo po ang concept na absolute value. And then, the absolute value of 0 is 0, of course. And then, the absolute value of a positive number is the number itself. Okay, so, kukunin natin ng absolute value ng positive integer pa rin naman ang kanyang sagot. And then, if we get the absolute value of a negative number, ang absolute value niya is yung opposite, which is positive. So, yung kabaligtaran ng negative is positive. Like, for example nga, yan, yung distance ni A from the origin is 100 meters. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na negative 100 meters. So, yan lang po yung definition ng absolute value. So, after discussing with you the definition of absolute value, let us now move on to absolute value equations. So, kung alam po natin yung equation, it is a mathematical statement wherein two quantities are of the same value or equal. So, ginagamitan po ng equality symbol to denote that both sides are equal. Okay? So, in order to solve absolute value equations, we must follow these steps. So, first, we let the expression on one side of the equation consist only of a single absolute value expression. Okay, so lahat ng terms na hindi nakapaloob, hindi under ng absolute value na symbol, kailangan po nating mailipat sa right side. And then, if the right side of the equation is negative, then the equation has no solution. Okay, so from the given equation, maaari nating sabihin, kahit hindi pa natin sinosolve yung equation na no solution siya, kapag nakita natin yung right side of the equation na negative. However, kailangan sundin muna natin yung first step na kung saan lahat ng expression or terms na hindi nakapaloob dun sa absolute value ay mailipat muna sa right side. So, kapag single absolute value expression lang nakita natin sa left side and then equal siya sa isang negative number or negative terms expression, then the equation has no solution. On the other hand, if the right side of the equation is positive, then the expression inside the absolute value can either be positive or negative. Okay, so kapag yung right side natin hindi po siya negative, it's positive. Therefore, we can say that the given equation has solution. So, yung solution niya, it's either positive or negative. So let's have the first example. Solve the following equations. So for letter A, we have the absolute value of x is equal to 19. Okay. Kung i-apply natin yung first step, kailangan yung nasa left side ng ating expression is a single absolute value expression lang. Okay. So x lang siya. And then, yung sa right side naman, titignan natin kung positive or negative yung number. Okay. So, kung makikita natin, positive po yan, positive 19. So, our equation has solution. So, dalawa lang po naman ang magiging solution ng absolute value equations. Positive, tsaka negative. Okay, depende po sa given equation. So, for this equation, letter A, the absolute value of x equals 19. So, ang gagawin lang po natin dito, sulat natin x, and then yung isang solution niya is a positive number. And then, yung isa naman is negative 19. Okay, so isang positive tsaka isang negative. So, kapag chinek natin yan, so like for example, ito, x is equal to 19. Sinubstitute natin yan sa given equation. So, the absolute value of 19 is 19. So, equal po siya. And then, the absolute value of negative 19 is positive 19. Tatandaan, kapag naka-enclose yung negative integer sa absolute value symbol, so, kahit negative pa siya, magiging positive. So, the absolute value of negative 19 is positive 19. So, yung solution natin dito is positive negative 19. Next, the absolute value of x is equal to negative 19. So, dun sa first step niya, so single absolute value expression yung nasa left side. And then, titignan natin yung right side na equation kung positive ba or negative. So, since negative po yung number, yung integer na nasa right side na equation, so this equation has no solution. So, tatandaan natin, kapag negative po yung right side na equation, automatic po, the equation has no solution. So, kasi, absolute value kasi ang topic natin. So, lahat ng naka-enclose under sa absolute value ay magiging positive. So, kahit negative pa yan, nagiging positive pa rin po ang ating sagot. So, kahit anong gawin natin na kunin ang absolute value ng x, hindi makukuha yung negative 19. So, lahat po dyan, positive. Next, let's have example number 2. So, solve for the absolute value of 3a plus 4 is equal to 13. So, sa absolute value equations, dalawa lang ang magiging solusyon natin dito. So, using positive 13 and using negative 13. So, sulat natin 3a plus 4 equals 13 muna. So, and then, we subtract 4 to both sides para mawala yung 4 sa left side. And then, 3a is equal to, the difference of 13 and 4 is 9. And then, we divide both sides by 3. So, the value of a is 9 divided by 3, 3. So, yan na po yung ating first value of a, 3. Then, using negative 13, so 3a plus 4 is equal to negative 13. So, magiging 3a plus 4. And then, we subtract 4 to both sides. So, magiging 3a is equal to negative 13 minus 4 equals negative 17. And then, we divide both sides by 3. So, the value of a is negative 17 over 3. So, as you can see, dalawa po yung naging value ng ating a. So, let's check. So, a equals 3 muna. So, 3 times 3 plus 4 equals 13. So, 3 times 3 is 9 plus 4. So, the absolute value of 9 plus 4 is 13. Ayan. So, 13 is equal to 13. So, correct po yung value natin na a equals 3. So, let's check for negative 17 over 3. So, 3 times negative 17 over 3. plus 4 is equal to 13. So, yung 3, tapos yung denominator ng negative 17 over 3, pwede nating i-cancel out. So, makakancel yung 3. Negative 17 na lang po ang matitira. Plus 4 is equal to 13. And then negative 17 plus 4 is negative 13. So getting the absolute value of negative 13 will give us positive 13. So 13 is equal to 13. Therefore, the values of A are 3 and negative 17 over 3. Next, example number 3. So solve for the absolute value of 2m minus 7 plus 9 is equal to 24. Okay, so ito yung single absolute value expression natin. And then, itong positive 9 na ito, kailangan po natin siyang tanggalin. Kailangan natin siyang mailipat sa right side. So, dapat single absolute value expression lang ang nasa left. So, magiging absolute value of 2m minus 7 is equal to 24 minus 9. So, dahil tatanggalin natin yung 9 sa left side, we subtract 9. So, to both sides. So, and then, the absolute value of 2m minus 7 is equal to 24 minus 9 equals 15. And then, pwede na natin isolve yung equation wherein yung 15 mag-a-act siya as positive tsaka negative para makuha natin dalawang values ng m. So, dun sa positive muna, so 2m minus 7 is equal to 15. And then, we add 7 to both sides. So, 2m is equal to 15 plus 7, that is 22. And then, we divide 2 to both sides of the equation. So, the value of m is 22 divided by 2, that is 11. Next, using negative 15. So, 2m minus 7 equals negative 15. So, 2m minus 7. So, since negative 7 to, we will add 7. So, dapat yung kabaligtaran niya. So, 2m is equal to negative 15 plus 7, that is negative 8, dividing 2 to both sides. So, m is equal to negative 4. So, negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Now, let's check. So, the absolute value of 2 times 11 minus 7 plus 9 is equal to 24. And then, 2 times 11 is 22 minus 7, then plus 9 equals 24. And then, we subtract 7 from 22, and that is absolute value of 15 plus 9 is equal to 24. So, the absolute value of 15 is 15, positive 15, and then add natin yung 9. So, 24 equals 24. So, yung m is equal to 11 is correct. Now, let's check for negative 4. 2 times negative 4 minus 7 plus 9 is equal to 24. So, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 minus 7 plus 9 is equal to 24. Now, the absolute value of negative 8 minus 7 is negative 15. Absolute value of negative 15 plus 9 is equal to 24. Now, the absolute value of negative 15 is positive 15. And then, add natin sa 9. So, we'll get 24 is equal to 24. So, m is equal to negative 4 is also correct. So, yung solusyon ng ating example number 3 is 11 and negative 4. So, for the next example, so solve for the absolute value of 5p plus 1 is equal to the absolute value of 3p minus 7. So, as you can see, yung left side natin is a single absolute expression. And then, yung right side natin, absolute value expression din siya. And then, If we have a particular value for P, and then isa-substitute natin dito sa right side, and then kunin natin yung absolute value nun, kahit na negative pa yung value ng right side, kunin natin ang absolute value, magiging positive. So, and then, sulat natin 5P plus 1 is equal to, so yung magiging sign ng right side natin, positive tsaka negative. So, sulat lang natin ang positive dito. And then, dito naman sa kabila, sulat natin 5P plus 1 is equal to negative, ayan, so 3P minus 7. So, ibig sabihin, dahil naka-negative yung right side natin, dito sa second solution, kailangan nating baguhin lahat ng sign ng terms na nasa loob ng parenthesis. So, dito muna tayo sa first equation. So, 5P plus 1 is equal to 3P minus 7. So, yung 3P, kailangan nating madala sa left side. And then, yung 1, kailangan nating dalhin sa right side. So, ang gagawin natin, magsusubtract tayo ng 3P to both sides, tsaka 1 to both sides. So, magiging negative 7 minus 1. So, 5P minus 3P is 2P equals negative 7 minus 1 is negative 8. And then, we divide both sides by 2. Then, we divide. So, negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Next, using the second solution, so 5P plus 1 is equal to, so lahat ng signs ng nasa loob ng parenthesis ay mababago. So, magiging negative 3P plus 7. And then, yung negative 3P, tanggalin natin sa right side. So, we add 3P to both sides dahil negative 3P siya. So, magiging 5P plus 3P is equal to 7. And then, yung 1 tanggalin natin sa left, magiging minus 1. So, 5P plus 3P is 8P equals 7 minus 1, 6. Dividing both sides by 8. So, P is equal to 6 over 8. So, we can simplify 6 over 8 to 3/4. So, the greatest common factor is 2. We divide 2 to both numerator and denominator. So, the value of P is 3/4. Now, let's check. So, 5, absolute value of 5 times negative 4 plus 1 equals to the absolute value of 3 times negative 4 minus 7. So, 5 times negative 4 is negative 20 plus 1 equals 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 minus 7. So, the absolute value of negative 20 plus 1 is the absolute value of negative 19 equals the absolute value of negative 12 minus 7 is negative 19. So, kunin natin yung absolute value ng both sides. So, that is 19 is equal to 19. Next, yung 3/4 naman. So, 5 times 3/4 plus 1 equals, so the absolute value of 3 times 3/4 minus 7, ayan. So, 5 times 3/4 is 15 over 4, ayan, plus 1 equals, the absolute value of 3 times 3/4 is 9 over 4 minus 7. So, kunin natin LCD ng both sides. Kitang-kita naman ang GC, ang LCD niya is 4, parehong 4. So, magiging ganito siya. 15 plus 4 equals, ayan. So, 4 divided by 4 is 1 times 9, 9. And then, ito magiging 1. So, 4 divided by 1 is 4 times negative 7, negative 28. Then, we will add 15 plus 4, that is 19, over 4. And then, 9 minus 28 is negative 19 over 4. So, kunin natin yung absolute value ng both sides. So, 19 over 4 is equal to The absolute value of negative 19 over 4 is 19 over 4. So you can see P is equal to negative 4 and 3/4. So after nating i-discuss yung absolute value equations, our next video lesson will be solving word problems involving linear equations in one variable. So yun lang, maraming salamat.